Wasn't that
Yeah,
for you? Okay.
yeah. Colleen, you told me a great story about trade shows and lost business. Can you tell me that again? I thought it was very, very powerful.
Sure. Well, the fact is, 87% of leads that are generated at a trade show are never followed up on. It's real common. You know, people don't know how to capture the leads, they don't know how to qualify people, and they don't make time for following up afterwards. So that business is lost. So I was telling this in a recent class, and a gentleman raised his hand. He said, that very thing happened to me. He said, I was a customer, and I was going through the trade show. He says, I had a $150,000 budget to buy a bunch of computers for my department. And he says, I was a serious shopper, and I went and looked at all the different booths, and I made a connection with this guy, and I loved his stuff, and we had a nice conversation. I said, please follow up with me. I gave him my business card, and I never heard back from him. And I ended up buying computers from somebody else who was not even at the show. And he said, what a pity. You know, we spent all that time together in that expo booth, and he did not make it a priority to call me back, and he lost $150,000 in sales. It's a shame, but it happens. It's real common.
Great story. And that's really the moral of that story, is to have really good follow-up skills, which I think in business, follow-up is really, really bad. I mean, how many times do you call a company and they say, well, we'll call you back, and they just don't?
The fortune is in the follow-up, though. And the key is to have a great system so that you know how to follow up and what you've said to them and what the conversation was and how long they asked you before you called back the next time. And the trick is to take responsibility for the follow-up. Never give it to the customer. It's not their job. It's your job. Take responsibility. Ask them when they want to be followed up, and then be there for them.
That is a great tip. Thank you, Colleen.
You're so welcome.